There is a moment in the Bhagavad Gita that nobody talks about, honestly. We talk about the philosophy. We talk about duty and dharma and the nature of the soul. But we never talk about the moment that came right before the philosophy. The moment when Arjuna said to Krishna, "Show me who you really are." And Krishna said, "Okay." And what Arjuna saw almost killed him. This is the Vishwaroop Darshan, the moment God took off his mask. And what was underneath was so terrifying that the greatest warrior who ever lived fell to his knees and begged for it to stop. Let us set the stage. The Kurukshetra war is about to begin. Two massive armies face each other across a dusty plain. Arjuna, the Pandava prince, the greatest archer in the world, is standing in his chariot. Krishna is his charioteer, and Arjuna is having a breakdown. He looks across the battlefield and sees his grandfather, Bhishma, his teacher, Drona, his cousins, his friends, people he grew up with, people he loves, and he is supposed to kill them. He drops his bow. He says, "I cannot do this." And this is where the Bhagavad Gita begins. Krishna spends 17 chapters explaining to Arjuna why he must fight. He talks about the nature of the soul, the imperishable Atman that cannot be killed, the different paths of yoga, karma, bhakti, jnana. He explains the entire architecture of reality, the relationship between the individual soul and the supreme soul, the nature of action and inaction, the meaning of duty and surrender. It is the most profound philosophical discourse in human history. And at the end of it, in chapter 11, Arjuna says something that changes everything. He says, "Krishna, I believe everything you have told me. I accept your teaching, but I want to see it. I want to see your cosmic form. Show me the universe as it actually is. Show me yourself as you actually are, not as my friend, not as my charioteer, as God." And Krishna says, "Are you sure?" And Arjuna says, "Yes." And what follows is the most terrifying passage in all of Hindu scripture. Krishna gives Arjuna divine eyes, because human eyes cannot see what is about to be revealed. Human optics, human neurology, human consciousness is not built to perceive reality at this scale. And then Krishna reveals his Vishwaroop, his universal form. And here is what Arjuna sees. He sees all of creation. Every star, every planet, every galaxy, every universe, every dimension, every timeline, every being that has ever existed or will ever exist, all of it, inside Krishna's body. He sees millions of faces, millions of eyes, millions of arms. He sees the sun and moon as Krishna's eyes. He sees fire pouring from Krishna's mouths. He sees the entire cosmos being generated, sustained, and destroyed simultaneously in real time inside one being. He sees the past and the future happening at the same moment. He sees gods and demons and sages and creatures that have no name, all contained within this infinite form like waves within an ocean. But that is not the terrifying part. The terrifying part is what he sees happening to the warriors on both sides of the battlefield. He sees them being consumed. Both armies, Kaurava and Pandava, heroes and villains, the righteous and the wicked, all of them rushing into Krishna's mouths like rivers rushing into the ocean, like moths flying into a flame. They are already dead. The war has not started yet, but in the cosmic form, it is already over. Everyone is already consumed. Everyone is already gone. Arjuna sees his grandfather Bhishma, the invincible patriarch, being swallowed. He sees Drona, his beloved teacher, being crushed between God's teeth. He sees Karna, the great warrior, disappearing into the cosmic maw. He sees himself. And Arjuna says, with trembling voice, the most famous words of this chapter. He says, "I see all the warriors rushing into your fearful mouths. Some are caught between your teeth, their heads crushed. As rivers flow into the ocean, These heroes enter your blazing mouths. As moths rush into a flame to their destruction, these beings rush into your mouths to their destruction. You lick up all the worlds with your flaming tongues, devouring them from every side. Your terrible radiance fills the entire universe and scorches it with your fierce, unbearable energy. Tell me, who are you in this terrible form? And Krishna answers with 9 words that have haunted humanity for 5,000 years. I am time, the destroyer of all worlds. That is it. Not I am love, not I am mercy, not I am the light. I am time. I am the force that devours everything. Every civilization, every achievement, every life, every memory. Everything you have ever built or loved or hoped for. I am the mouth that swallows it all. And I have already swallowed everyone on this battlefield. You, Arjuna, are merely the instrument. The killing is already done. You are just the arrow. I am the bow. And Arjuna breaks. He literally loses the ability to stand. His hair stands on end. He folds his hands and with tears streaming down his face, begs Krishna to stop. Please, take it back. Show me your gentle form again. Show me the 4-armed Vishnu. Show me my friend. I cannot bear this. And Krishna, with compassion, takes back the cosmic form. He becomes the smiling charioteer again, the gentle friend, the one with the peacock feather in his hair. And he says, do not be afraid. And that is the point. That is the entire teaching compressed into one experience. God is not just the beauty. God is not just the love and the grace and the butter-stealing baby and the flute-playing boy. God is also the devouring fire. God is also time. God is also the thing that takes everything away from you. And if you cannot look at that face and still say, I surrender, then you have only loved the easy parts of the divine. You have only loved God's face. The Vishwaroop asks you to love God's hunger. That is the test. That is always the test.